We're basically swimming in signals every single day. Some are super simple, some are incredibly complex, and, well, some are hidden on purpose. But what if I told you that understanding all of them comes down to one single, fundamental human drive? Let's dive in and see how we're all constantly trying to decode the world around us.
Okay, so what do these three things have in common? Sounds like the start of a bad joke, right? But stick with me here, because the answer reveals something really deep about our need to find patterns, to find meaning in everything. Let's see if we can crack this thing together. All right, first up, our first clue is this. At first glance, it's just a mess of lines and symbols, right? Looks pretty intimidating, honestly. This is our first signal.
Next, we have this. Whoa. Talk about a different vibe. It's just a handful of words, but they've kicked off literally centuries of debate, discussion, and deep, deep reflection. A totally different kind of signal than our machine diagram.
And finally, this. Yeah, that's just a jumble of letters. Looks like my cat walked across the keyboard. It seems completely meaningless. So there we have it, a machine, a profound statement, and a secret. Let's start breaking them down.
Let's start with the easy one, the mechanical signal. This is a code written in the language of physics. It's grounded in the real world, and it follows predictable laws.
So if we zoom in on our schematic, what we're actually looking at is a diagram for a dynamo. Think of it as an old-school electric generator. And yeah, it looks super complicated, but here's the thing. Every single line, every symbol has a very specific meaning. It's a code, but it's written for engineers.
And that's the crucial point here. A dynamo is a system with fixed rules. If you understand the rules of electromagnetism and engineering, you can decode this diagram. You put motion and magnetism in, and you get a predictable amount of electricity out. There's one correct answer here.
All right, so we've got our straightforward signal down. But now we're wading into much murkier waters. With this next signal, the rules aren't written in physics. They're written in language, history, and faith.
Here's a classic example. You'll hear the argument that Jesus never explicitly came out and said the exact phrase, "I am the Son of God." But the counter-argument is that he affirmed it when he was asked directly under oath. You see what's happening? The signal isn't a simple yes or no. Its meaning totally depends on how you weigh direct claims versus indirect ones.
Or how about the 3 days debate? I mean, if you pull out your calculator, the time between Friday and Sunday just isn't 72 hours. But was it meant to be taken so literally? Or was it a common way of speaking back then, just meaning parts of 3 days? To decode this, you need to be a historian, not just a mathematician. The meaning is up for debate.
And, it gets even more complicated. The debate can be about the origin of the words themselves. Are statements like, "Before Abraham was, I am," a historical record of something that was actually said? Or were they added later on to make a theological point? All of a sudden, decoding the signal means you have to be a historian and a literary critic.
So you see the difference, right? Unlike our dynamo, this signal doesn't have one single, undisputed meaning. It's not a blueprint with a clear function. It's more like a vast, complex landscape of belief and debate that has been evolving for thousands of years.
Okay, so we've gone from a signal that's crystal clear to one that's wide open to interpretation. But what happens when a signal is intentionally designed to be unreadable? Well, that brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, the encrypted signal. This is the world of secret codes, cryptography. A Vigenère cipher is a classic method where you take a normal message, pick a secret keyword, and then use that key to systematically scramble all the letters. The result? Total gibberish, unless, of course, you have the key.
So, what was the original message that was scrambled? It was this. It's a cosmic joke in this website, a completely understandable sentence. This is our signal before it was intentionally hidden.
And this is the secret key. This specific phrase is the one and only tool that can unscramble the message and reveal what it actually says. It's the one crucial piece of information you need.
And here we are, right back at our nonsensical string of letters. But now, it's different, isn't it? It's not just random noise anymore. We know it's the result of a deliberate process. It's a signal that's been locked away, just waiting for the right key to open it.
So we have a machine, a debate, and a secret code. 3 wildly different signals, each one needing a totally different approach. So what's the common thread that ties them all together?
This table just lays it all out perfectly. To decode the mechanical signal of the dynamo, your key is physics and engineering. For the interpretive signal and the theological claims, you need a whole keychain: history, language, and faith. And for the encrypted signal, you need one specific, literal key to unlock the message. And there it is. That's the answer to our riddle from the very beginning. What do a machine, ancient words, and a secret code have in common? It's us. It's our fundamental, unstoppable human drive to look at chaos, complexity, and confusion and find the pattern, to find the meaning, to find the signal in the noise.
So, the next time you're faced with a piece of information, it could be anything, data, a news story, a conversation, the big question isn't just, what does this mean? It's, what kind of signal is this, and do I have the right key to unlock it? That's the real challenge.